Well, what the governor has proposed is that the Kansas Arts Commission be eliminated, and in its place, the Kansas State Historical Society would operate the programs, and a private nonprofit foundation would be created to raise funds, and eventually all state funds would be eliminated. The proposal is written in such a way to try and retain federal funding.
Okay, so my name's Bob Swain, and I'm an artist, and I own a gallery here in Topeka, Kansas. So I was talking about how I got involved in the Kansas Arts Commission, and so I was asked, it appealed to my, as I said, my libertarian sensibilities, but mostly it was because I wanted to do something positive for the arts, and I felt that this was really a better solution than what they've been doing for 40 years. Speaking for myself now, not on behalf of the Kansas Arts Foundation, I had always seen the problems with the Arts Commission the way it was run currently. And some of the problems are very obvious, and there's great people over there, and they love the arts, and they're doing the best they can with what they have. But here's a couple of things that strike me. Is number one, you have a situation where every time a government changes, they have to argue for their own existence. They have to go and beg the legislature for money. I mean, it's a terrible situation to be in, and that's the way it's always going to be when you have state government in control of the arts. And I look at who holds the power in that situation. The people who hold the power are not Llewellyn Crane and the Arts Commission folks. They have no power. The people who hold the power are the people who are the bean counters over in the budget accounting office, the suits over in the State House, and whoever is sitting in the governor's chair. Those are the people who are looking over her shoulder, and those are the people who really have the power. And I thought, if you have an arts support organization, wouldn't you want the artists and the art patrons and the art supporters to have the power? And so I would rather have those people in control of the arts in Kansas than the governor, or like I said, the bean counters. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's much more comforting to me to think about an organization where the artists are in power. You have to understand here is that nobody on either side hates the arts or doesn't want to see the arts supported. And I know I've seen people say that, but that is totally untrue. The question is here is, what's the best way to support the arts? I'm in the arts business, and people are going to say, Bob, what are you doing? Are you not supporting the arts? Well, no, I love the arts. But I really don't believe the Arts Commission is going to be around, for one thing. You know what? And it doesn't really even matter what the legislature does, because the governor holds line item veto power. So even if the legislature overturns the governor's executive order, all he does is just write them right out of the budget. Okay, they still exist, but they don't have any money. So my feeling was that the odds are really stacked against them that they're going to be around. Do I want to sit around and piss and cry and moan about it? Or do I want to do something positive and make sure there's something in place to support the arts?
The governor is proposing a one-time pass-through funding of $200,000, and the rest of it is to be raised privately. Now, there are a lot of issues with that. Currently, we get almost $800,000 from the state of Kansas. There is no arts organization in the state that raises $800,000 every year. Zero. Most arts organizations that have large budgets, they have ticket sales, they do concerts, they do plays, they do all sorts of things. They have a product. The Kansas Arts Commission, or any granting agency, is a service organization. It's not very sexy, it's not very flashy, it's serving the arts. It's very hard to attract donors for that. We welcome private funding, and we welcome the governor's attempt to help us raise funds. Absolutely, we would love more private funding. And if we hadn't been dealing so deeply and so hard for the last 2 to 3 years now with just cutbacks and struggling to meet our basic core needs to the arts community and to the people of Kansas, we would have done a lot more private fundraising. But at the same time that we've been struggling, the economy has been struggling, and all the arts organizations we work with have been struggling. 85% of arts organizations' incomes have dropped because they're not getting the contributions they used to get. People don't write the checks the way they did before the recession. So everybody's struggling in the same way. What we want is to maintain our funding, to be able to be here to serve the people of Kansas, to receive our federal funds, to receive an equal or more from the state. We used to receive a lot more from the state just 2 years ago, and to be able to serve the people of Kansas in a professional, serious, open manner. And we just don't know anything about the proposed structure. There has been no conversation with us about it. There has been no planning with us about it. The appointed board members have not ever called me to talk to me about what it is that we do. They have not come to our events or our workshops, so I'm not really sure what they would be raising money for.